If you see somebody who's in really great shape, you ask them, do you work out? You know the answer. Yes. How often? And they'll tell you 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week, whatever. In a seminar, I'll ask people, who here works out at least 5 days a week? And I'm stand up. And you look around that room, and you know that they work out 5 times a week because you can see their body. You don't just get a result without some kind of action, without some form of ritual. Ritual meaning actions you do consistently. Now, do you think those people that are out there working out 5 days a week, do they have more time than you do? Or I have, or anybody else? Of course not. Is their life less busy? Of course not. It's just a must for them. They must work out that way, and they've made that turn in their life change. So I'm not saying you have to work out 5 days a week. I'm just saying whatever you really want, wants don't get met consistently. Standards do. Whatever you identify, this is who I am. And so it's not so much about changing your identity as it is expanding it. Deciding that, instead of your goals to lose 10 pounds, which is not compelling, what if your vision was to get back to my fighting weight? This year, this month, this next 90 days, I'm going to transform my body. I'm going to take on a new challenge. I'm going to find some technique or strategy. There's a million of them that can reframe myself where I'm going to feel younger, stronger, more vibrant than ever before.
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Super excited, right? That audio is too fire. Little Tony Robbins to go ahead and start off the morning. You already know, right? You can look at somebody without them even speaking. You can get an idea of their disciplines just by being able to go ahead and look at them. So at the end of the day, we all have room to grow. We all have room to go ahead and step into the highest and best version of ourselves in 2023. So it is on the way. I love it, fam. I've got a fire topic coming into today. Let me go ahead and go live on IG. In the meantime, let's get a little bit of gratitude down below. What is everybody grateful for? Coming into Happy Hump Day. Let me get this out there. To control emotions. Awesome. All right, family. So grateful for God. So grateful for the family. Grateful for the mind, for the body, for the spirit. So grateful and thankful for the dream team. I see everybody stepping into the highest version of you. I was a little late getting down the challenge for today, but it is already done. We are almost into day 160 coming up. So family, what day are you on the challenge? We are still holding strong, growing every day. And I'm excited for the value coming into January, right? Because this is going to be a month where a lot is going to be happening. We've got Break the Code over there happening from around the 20th to the 22nd. So if you guys have not got your ticket yet, get ready to go ahead and grab your ticket. We're going to be getting our Airbnbs locked in here shortly so everybody can get an experience of some of the top 1% in the industry, right? We're going to have Alex Morton. We're going to have Grant Cardone, Gary Brecker, one of the top health professionals in the world right now, right? Stormy Wellington, the top lady boss in MLM, gracing the stage. Rob Deerdeck, right? So there's a lot of abundance going down for this next month, and I'm super excited to go ahead and be able to share it and be on this journey with everybody. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's training, right? Today we are going to be talking about, here we go. How to get this on IG set up. All right, we're good. So today we're going to be talking about one simple trick to literally go ahead and control your emotions, right? As I go through this today, you're going to really see how powerful this one simple thing is, because you're going to realize how most people end up expressing their emotions, or for the other side, some people don't end up expressing them at all, and they wind up so built up with so much inside, boiling over with steam, and they wonder why they feel like they're always about to explode. So I've got a great training. Get out your pen, get out your notebooks, and let's go ahead and get into this one for today. You guys are going to love this one, because by the time you get off, you're going to be able to tactically use this with all of the emotions that you're experiencing in your life. So this is going to be a good one. I'm fired up. Day 148. I love it. Good stuff. I'm proud of you. Let's go. Coming up to day 180. Think about that. That's 6 months. That's a half a year going straight and being consistent. That's different, right? There's not too many people I can honestly say that are walking around that consistent with their growth. So give a huge congratulations to yourself. So here we go. I've got about 5 bullet points for everybody, okay? 5 bullet points, and the first 4 are going to be the ways that you do not, I repeat, do not want to go ahead and put your emotions, right, in any of these boxes, right? So as you listen to this today, the first 4 is how 97% of people end up utilizing their emotions, and it is not a good thing, right? It's no bueno. So as we go through this today, you're going to be able to see which one of these 4 maybe you feel like you've been experiencing inside of the past couple weeks, past couple months. Because even myself, when I got this training, I was like, yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. Yep, need to fix that. So this is going to be a good one for today. All right. So first things first. The first way that people end up utilizing their emotions, the not so best way, is going to be what's called suppression. Okay, it's called suppressing your emotions, right? Now, this is a topic I'm very familiar with, right? I've done this for a big portion of my life. So essentially, what does it mean to go ahead and suppress our emotions, right? Suppressing it, being able to literally just throw it on the rug and act like it doesn't matter. This is one of the worst things that anybody can do, right? Trying to avoid our feelings. Drop some 3s down below if you've ever been this type of person or you've seen that, right? If you've had some things where you just wanted to avoid the feeling, you wanted to get numb to it, you didn't even want to feel it, right? Let me drop mine down below because I've absolutely been there. But let me give you the secret. Actually, quite good at this. Well, here's the truth. I want to give you guys a little nugget because this is something that I had to learn myself. Here's the secret. Write this down and give this a star. This is probably one of the biggest stars you're going to get out of this whole training, this whole 15-minute training. You ready? The juice of life is about expressing and feeling our feelings. Let me say that again. The juice of life is about being able to express and feel our feelings. Because as I go through these, you're going to understand why it is that I'm saying you want to even be able to feel not only the good emotions, but also to be able to feel the other side. Because you see, without the other side, there would be no such thing as happiness. There'd be no such thing as joy. There'd be no such thing as gratitude. We would have nothing to be grateful for because we've never experienced the other side. Drop a 2 down below if you've ever went through something serious in your life and you now felt more gratitude for maybe that certain situation, person, or circumstance. But it took you looking at it differently to be able to change the way that you saw it, right? I've absolutely been there too. So this is big. So the first thing that a lot of people end up doing, right, and I've been there myself. I did this for a lot of my life where I just got numb to so many things, especially after my sister passed. I didn't want to feel anything. I just wanted to be numb, right? So when it comes to all of these, it takes one to know one. So I'm speaking from experience through all of these that we're going to be talking about. Okay. So the first emotion that we don't want to do with our emotions is suppression. The second secret that you don't want to go ahead and utilize when it comes to controlling your emotions, right, is going to be trying to endure it. Trying to endure the emotions. I want to give you guys an example. Okay. Tiger Woods, right? How many of you guys know Tiger Woods, the golfer? Okay. I'm going to teach you something about the mind, right? If you don't know who Tiger Woods got to a point in his career where he was phenomenal. He's literally one of the best out there, the top 1%. But you know what he told himself? I didn't come here to be the best. I came here to be the greatest that ever did it. You see, there's a difference, right? It's a whole different planet of mindset when you start looking at life like that. From being the best to being the best that ever, the greatest that actually ever did it. So you know what he did? I don't know if you guys know the game of golf, but you never change your swing when you're on fire. You never do that, right? But he understood to get to a next level, he had to do something different than what got him to that current level. So this is the fact for most of us in life. What got us here, I can promise you, is not going to be what it takes to get us to the next level, to get us here. There's always going to be change. There's always going to be growth. We're always going to have to learn to evolve. Okay? So this is big. So I want you to think about it. That's not just Tiger Woods. There's multiple people that had to grow, that had to adapt as they started to level up. But here's the difference, okay? Enduring the pain, enduring everything that you feel like life is just giving to you right now, I'm going to tell you that's not the way to do it. You don't want to just, and I've been the type of person to just grind my way out of things. But you know what's interesting about life? I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but there's certain things that you can't grind your way out of. You can't grind your way out of somebody else's health issues. You can't grind your way out of somebody getting in a car accident, somebody that just got hurt. You can't grind your way out of those certain things. But what you can do is learn how to channel your emotions, right? Because if you're just enduring, if you just keep letting it build up, eventually you're going to explode, and it's not going to be in a good way. So I want you to understand everything I'm teaching right here. This is what 97% of people are going through with all of the mental awareness that is happening right now. So this is a very intentional training. There's a reason why I'm doing this at the beginning of the year, so you can start the year on the right foot and also being aware, right? When we know better, we do better. So if you don't know, it's easy to keep repeating the same mistakes. So that there's a reason why I'm giving you this training. Okay. Number 3, the third thing that we don't want to do with our emotions is we don't want to compete. We don't want to compete. You know what a lot of people do? They build up all of these stories, right? What happened in the morning? What happened at work? What happened out of work? And you know what we do? Then we go talk about it. Then we go start all of our conversations that have to do with something negative, something bad, something that's not going right in our lives. And let me tell you how life works if you didn't figure this out already. Life is going to give you more about what you talk about, what you think about, and what you think about. So if you're talking about negativity, if you're thinking about negativity, if you keep thinking about all the negativity that's coming about, guess what? We're going to be flooded with more of it. That's simply laws of the universe. It took me a long time to realize this, but I get it now. I get it. I used to be the person to go ahead and gossip my problems to other people until, you know what, I realized that does nothing. In fact, most people, they don't even care about your problems. They don't want to hear it. So I stopped putting all my negative things on social media. Nobody really cares. So at the end of the day, when you spread it, guess what you're going to get more of? Probably more, because now people are going to message you talking about their misery. That's why they say misery loves company, right? So I'm very intentional with my words, with what it is that I speak, with what it is that I'm hearing, because I understand these are so important to understand. Okay. So number 3 is don't compete. Don't compete your bad emotions with other people. People are having a battle to see who had the worst day. Oh, this went bad at work. Oh, this happened in my car. Why do we want to compete about these things? We should be talking about things that are going to allow us to grow, things that inspire us, things that get us excited, right? Because the feeling is the secret. Talking about negativity stirs up what? More negative emotions, which gives us not a whole lot of action, which definitely is not going to lead to any results. So this is reason really why they say the secret is the feeling. You got to know this. This is so key, right? Where am I at? Number 4, right? I got 2 more for you. Check this out. This is big if you can catch this. Ready? Number 4. I don't know if you guys know this or not, okay? When it comes to conversations, right? How many of you guys have ever been talking to somebody and their negative emotion has literally ran down their leg, across the floor, ran straight back up your leg, and now you can feel it. You can feel all the negativity, all the BS that they were going through, right? You know why? Because you were acknowledging the conversation. At the end of the day, here's what I started to realize. Hear no evil, see no evil, there is no evil, right? I don't know if you guys have ever heard that from the Bible, but that's very real. That's why some of you know I'm very particular with what I listen to, what my conversations are, right? Because I know the feeling is the secret. And I don't want to spend time on anything that's negative for more than 60 seconds. Because if you don't know, when you think about something for a period of 60 seconds, that's long enough for it to generate an emotion, a physical feeling inside of your body. If you don't believe me, I'll prove it to you right now. You thinking one thought for even 60 seconds can literally produce a feeling that you can feel throughout your whole body. Just a one thought. If you don't believe me, I'll give it to you right now. You ready? What do you do? I've gave this to you guys before, but it's gonna make sense now. If you were to be given an option, what are you more afraid of? Reptiles, right? Snakes? Or are you more afraid of bugs, cockroaches, beetles, right? What are you more afraid of? Even just saying that, I can see your body tensing up. I don't even have to be there in front of you. So imagine, okay, some of you said spiders, right? Some of you guys said cockroaches. What if I dumped a bag of cockroaches right on your face? With you just laying down, you had your hands tied behind your back. How disgusting do you feel right now? You probably got goosebumps just thinking about that. But isn't that funny how I just proved to you, like, your body probably just got hot. You can feel it tingling. I just proved to you that one thought can send a whole feeling of emotions down your body. That's how powerful that is. So guess what? It works the same way on the other side. For you to be able to start envisioning your emotions, but on a positive side. Start being able to channel them, to be able to use them. And this is why I'm coming into number 5. You ready? Number 4 were the negative ones. Number 5 is actually how you implement it for today. Put a big star on this one right here. This is the money right here. This is the real key of this whole training. Okay. Number 5 is learn from them and utilize them. What do I mean by that? Learn from your emotions. Okay. If I were to ask you right now, what are the top 3 things every day? Because you all have it. I have it as well. What are the top 3 things that we all experience on a daily basis that give us triggers? What triggers you? Is it that family that gives you that phone call? Is it that person that you talk to at work that makes you feel some type of way? Is it that text message that you get from your ex that pops up every 6 months? I don't know what that is, but everybody has triggers. So let me ask you something. These triggers are going to keep happening most of the time. It might be something different, but there's always going to be triggers in life. So my question to you is, are we going to keep being a victim to these triggers, or are we going to learn how to use these triggers to our advantage? This is the truth. This is things nobody's really going to tell you about these conversations. So here's what I started to do. I started to be able to learn from them and utilize them. I had to start asking questions. What really pushes my buttons, and do they really matter? Do I need to be spending all this time, energy on these emotions? You know what I realized? For 97% of them, I didn't need to. I did not need to. When I really took the time to ask myself, are these going to matter in 5 months? For most of them, they weren't. So guess what I did? I didn't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it. And you know what I started to do? I started to really open up space. I took out the trash. I had all this negativity that I'd be looking to grab onto. And you know what I did? I took out the trash and I had room to open up space for the new, because I was able to then channel those emotions. What used to get me angry, now I learned to turn that into my passion, right? I'll give you a perfect example. Let me ask you, when you see somebody winning, does that get you aggravated or does that get you excited? Let me ask you that question. When you see somebody winning, does that get you aggravated or does that get you excited? If I'm being honest, it used to get me really aggravated. I used to be very jealous, right? I see other people driving by, they have the cars, they're traveling, they're giving back to their family, they're coming back and they're signing the papers to their parents' mortgage. That's things that I always wanted to do, but it used to give me jealousy. You know what I started to learn? You can channel this energy to go back into the field, to go back and go do some real work, because it just shows you if they can do it, why can't we do it? If they have that time in their day, then so do we. So I started to be able to channel all of these different emotions, right? When something bad used to happen in my life, I used to have one thing that would affect my whole next 24 hours. I wouldn't be able to work. I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody because I was in the shell. I was pissed off. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was depressed, whatever the emotion was, because I've done it all. I've suppressed them. I've tried to endure them. None of these work, right? It's horrible. If I'm being honest, I never really had a mother figure in my life, right? I just had my father, and my father is terrible about talking about his emotions. Terrible. So I ended up adopting the same way, and I became very bad at being able to communicate how I feel. So for a lot of my life, that's what I was used to. I'm used to an alcoholic mother. I'm used to being around drugs at a young age. I'm used to a dysfunctional household. So I didn't know how to talk about it. I didn't know how to utilize that emotion. So I suppressed it for a long time. I endured it, and it honestly affected me getting into my adulthood until I learned how to channel that energy. How about when my sister passed from cancer, 28 years old? The old me would have been broken for the next 2 years. I would have just sat in my car, let life hit me, and just took it, just kept taking the beating, because I thought that's what all life had to give. But you know what I realized? Number 5. This is the key. This is exactly what I did. Anybody that you see successful, most of the time, they went through all 4 of these, but they also understood number 5. Everybody has storms in life. The difference is who's able to go ahead and move the sail to use that wind to propel you forward. That's the difference. Everybody has wind. Some people just know how to move their sail a little bit different, right? The same wind blows on the salt. Jim Rohn says that. So here's what I want to leave you guys with. You ready? In order to change, now I want to give you the tactical game plan to actually make this happen today and for the rest of your life. Ready? When my sister passed, I got fired up, right? I had a fire in me that I didn't have before. I turned that pain into passion. So this is exactly what I did. This is the science behind it, okay? In order for this to happen, in order to change an emotion, what do we have to do? This is the main piece of this whole training. In order to change an emotion, what do we have to do? This comes from Tony Robbins. We have to change the meaning. That's it. There's only one way to do it. In order to change the emotion, we have to change the meaning behind the emotion. I'll give you 5 examples right off the top of my head. When I used to see an ambulance, They used to kind of get me uncomfortable, right? Or when I used to see a cop car, it used to get me really uncomfortable. You know what I think about now? I think about, wow, I'm so thankful we have people that's driving around the city to go ahead and keep us safe. I'm so thankful we have others that are ready to go ahead and give a lending hand right away, right? When I see so many things now, I had to change the way I looked at it. When I get a flat tire now, I literally just had a flat tire 2 weeks ago. The old me, I would have been talking about that 2 weeks ago, how I got a flat tire, how that screwed up my whole schedule. It knocked me off my path. You know what the new me says? Thank you, God, because that could have stopped me from getting in a car crash 1.5 miles down the road. I've learned to change. I've learned to channel that emotion. When somebody doesn't believe in my business, right? When somebody didn't believe in me at the beginning, they told me I was a scam. You're never going to make any money. Guess what I did? I said, okay, you're right, bro. I'll see you in 90 days. I'll see you in 6 months. And I killed them with a smile. You know what the best thing to do with anybody, the best revenge, is to kill them with success. I didn't argue with anybody because I understood it was only a matter of time before it caught up. So when you start to realize that everything is everything is how we perceive the emotion. Nothing in life is either good. Nothing in life is either bad. It is what we make it. Isn't that funny? How everything in your life is not even good. You just perceived it to be good. Isn't that funny? And the same thing happens with everything that goes wrong in our lives. It's not bad. We just choose to see it as something so negative, so detrimental. But you know what the truth is? There's probably a reason why that situation is in our lives, why we're growing through this right now. Maybe we need more patience. Maybe we need to humble down a little bit like I had to learn to drop my ego. God had to test me a couple times before I could understand how to learn these different things, how to learn how to use my emotions. If I were to give you guys a book to go ahead and just piggyback off this so you can dive deeper into this, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Emotional Intelligence 2.0 is one of the most powerful books you guys can understand. It puts it into 4 segments to really understand this a lot deeper, but most importantly, number 5, how to transmute your emotions. Okay? So I want to end it off like this. I want to make this really make sense so you can really have a clicking aha moment. Do you guys know essentially what suppression is? What is the difference between what I just told you and suppression? If number 5 is being able to change the meaning behind emotion, what does suppression mean? Suppression is being able to have that emotion and we never change the meaning. That's all suppression is. You're still pissed off about when you get a flat tire. You're still pissed off when someone quits your business. You're still upset when you lose a trade. You're still upset when things happen in your life and it doesn't work out your way. You're still upset. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be emotional. You're going to be a wreck your whole life if you keep living like that. But if you really understand that life is happening for you and not to you, and understand that everything has a cause and effect, our decisions can lead to the effect that sometimes life happens outside of our control. It doesn't happen the way we want it to. This is the way it's designed to see if you're ready to handle the test, or if you're just going to go, if we're just going to succumb and go hide in the shell. This is life. This is things I had to learn. This is things that we have to learn. And this is why the 1% are where they're at, because they've learned simply how to channel these emotions. So for 2022, here's what's going to make us all happy. Here's what's going to give us all joy. Here's what I know. Stepping it up, raising up the standards, right? Creating these serious core values that nobody can break the wall against us. This is where the magic is really going to happen in 2023. Being able to say no to things that no longer serve us, that no longer give value, that no longer produce any fruit in our lives, and saying yes to everything that does pour into our cup. Saying yes that does fill us up with love. Saying yes to the people, places, and things that are going to give us value, growth, and eventually one step closer towards our dreams and our goals. So family, that's my training for you guys today. If you can understand the first 4 and you can implement the last 5, I'm telling you, 2023 is going to be a whole different year for you. So family, if you got any value out of that, go ahead and drop some 2s down below. It is my pleasure. I'm more than grateful for you guys. I appreciate you. So I love you. Remember, it's your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. You can be, do, and have anything that you can hold in your mind. I promise you, you can hold it right here in your hand. The only thing that's left is for time to catch up. I will see you tomorrow, family, on another episode with Rise and Shine with Define 2023. We are off to an amazing start. Get to it, family. Your greatness is waiting for you. It's game time. Let's get to work.